Guys.
Thanks, guys. Happy December and happy start of Big Ten play. He's Zach Mackey. I'm Mary Kate Harrion. Iowa has now played 7 games. It feels like just yesterday they were starting their first game of the season. They are now 4-3 on the season. Opened up decent, I would say, but then you get to the Thanksgiving tournament. 1 and 2 looked bad. They were able to play together during that last third game, and the offense did click a lot better than the first 2.
Yeah, this is an Iowa team right now that's first in the Big Ten in scoring offense, but they weren't able to score. They're down in the Cayman Islands. They had some troubles being able to find things. They had a lot of guys out, a lot of different, type of situations they were looking for. But like you said, if you can't score, you're not going to win very many games.
Well, here is what Coach McCaffrey and the guys had to say on their tournament in the Cayman Islands.
Really good at times. Made some mistakes. We have to improve defensively. Some terrific individual performances. Thrilled with our improvement. Thought we were better in day 2 and we were better in day 3 than we were in day 1. You play 3 games in 3 days. You want to grow up a little bit, and I think we did that.
We watched a lot of tape on the games that we played, and we were ready for this one. We came out strong. And we knew we didn't want to lose again, and we made sure that didn't happen. So we made a point of getting inside, and once we got inside, you could see J-Bo started to feed off that. They started crashing down. J-Bo started hitting threes, and our guys were off the charts today. And we played a great, consistent game, and we took all of their runs and all of their hits, and we came back, and it was just a great team win for us.
I feel like we grew today. We grew every game, although we dropped the first 2. But it always feels good when you can take something positive away from the trip and stuff. So obviously we feel like we didn't play our best game, really all 3 games, but especially in the first 2. But we got something good to take home from it.
Now, they did get back on the court on Tuesday in the Big Ten ACC Challenge and took on Virginia Tech. First half-wise, I thought they played pretty well, went into halftime tied up, and then second half starts, and it just seemed like nothing was in sync like it was in the first half. The shooting was not the best, and it always seems like when they can't score, they cannot do anything on the defensive side either.
Yeah, it kind of, when it rains, it pours there. And in a 21-3 run, Virginia Tech was able to go on and really get things going all of a sudden. And really, Iowa didn't have that spark. They thought maybe having Nicholas Baer, we're going to talk about him here coming up, might do something different, but they didn't really see a lot against Virginia Tech. It's going to be kind of a time for them to look back and now try to find something. They got to be able to keep that offensive consistency throughout the whole game. These runs, these up and down, have kind of been the MO early on.
Yeah, and they have scorers. Like, that is not the problem. So they need to be able to do that, especially coming up this weekend. But here's what Coach had to say on the team's loss to Virginia Tech.
Especially early, we couldn't make anything, and I think it clearly affected our defense, and that's disappointing, because, when you're struggling offensively like that, you really need to ratchet your defense up and get some stops, and we didn't do that. I thought in the first half, I thought our attention to detail at both ends was really good. I thought we were getting done what we wanted to get done at both ends, with a few exceptions. And in the second half, that just didn't happen, And then if that happens to you against this team, they're going to capitalize in transition.
Well, they finally got Nicholas Baer back after he fractured his pinky finger. Not the best game out of him, but he's still going to be so important for this team down the road.
I think the funny thing looking at that, too, is that Nicholas Baer is a guy who walked on this program, wasn't given a scholarship, and yet a lot of people are looking to him to bring that energy, a guy that they're saying could turn this program around. I know me and you have been in practices where Coach McCaffrey calls a lot on Nicholas Baer and make sure that he's the guy getting everybody locked in and make sure they're ready to go.
Yeah, and he just brings so much more to the floor than just scoring. He wants to get his teammates the ball, and as a coach, I'm sure he loves to coach a kid like that. And then you got Connor McCaffrey, who, the poor kid, has just been out, injury, sickness. Did not play on Tuesday. I'm hoping we get to see him tomorrow because I just wanted to see him in real play because we only get to see him in exhibition games. But I'm thinking we'll see good out of him and not have Brady Ellingson then at the 1 still.
Yeah, as soon as he gets done with the ankle, it goes on to mono. I mean, he has had a real tough year beginning to his start at Iowa.
Well, looking at Penn State now, after starting the season 5-0, the Nittany Lions have lost the last 2 of their 3 games, including Wednesday night's 85-78 setback at NC State in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Tony Carr paced Penn State with a game best of 29 points. Josh Reeves tallied 9 points and had a game best 5 assists and no turnovers. But just in general, 5 Nittany Lions average double figures, and they returned their entire starting 5 from a year ago. Both teams coming off of a loss here. What is Iowa going to have to do differently to pick up their first Big Ten conference win?
Well, I think they're going to have to really expose the height difference right now. Penn State doesn't quite have the height, and Penn State and Iowa are a lot alike. They're both young teams. They're returning all 5 of their players are Penn State, and yet 3 of them are still just sophomores, underclassmen. Tony Carr is a really good player, the second right now leading scorer in the Big Ten, averaging over 20 points a game. He's able to score. We know that.
I'm going to take Iowa. I'm sure you're going to take Iowa. I think they'll come ready to play. I'm sure Fran has just gotten into them because they haven't had the best start of the season. But first Big Ten play, I think we're going to get a win. I think we're going to see a good offense and defense effort from them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun now. This Big Ten season's starting so early. It's starting here in the beginning of December. We get to talk about it. But, yeah, Penn State in town. Like we said, 2 young teams. I'm going to take the Hawks over Penn State. All
right, guys. Well, that is it for us. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. tomorrow inside of Carver Hawkeye Arena on BTN.
Come back on Monday for all of your Hawkeye highlights from the weekend. Guys, back over to you.